So look,
Right.
Glenn, you left New Zealand at 19 to play in Japan. I mean, that's
Mm.
a big move, a move most players wouldn't consider at that age. When you look back, what pushed you to make that leap so early in your life and career, and how did that opportunity present itself?
Yeah, it was the best decision I've ever made, and I can say that retrospectively. But the year before that, I'd actually gone to Leicester and played at Leicester Tigers for a season as an 18-year-old on a scholarship. So
Wow.
I had a little bit of a travel bug in me already. Now, if I hadn't have gone to Japan, I think I probably would have gone back to the UK in any case because I loved the rugby there. Quite different from New Zealand, but very physical. But the Japanese thing just appeared, and the market in Japan was growing, so it's corporate in terms of the structure of rugby. So you worked for a company, they employed you, you played for their team. So the big branded companies like a Toshiba or or Sanyo, as it was in the day, Panasonic, they had rugby teams as part of the company structure. So young Japanese lads would leave university, come to the company who played in the rugby team at uni, get a job, work in the company for life, which tends to be the way it worked here, and play for the team. And they were allowed to have two foreign players in each side. So this company called Toyoko Kensetsu, it was a construction company in Yokohama, were looking for a young lock to come, and they already had a guy on their team from Canterbury, and he just spoke to a few people and just rang me up and said, "Oh, look, would you be interested in having a look at this?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And the more we talked about it, I thought this just sounds like a load of fun and something good to do, and a bit of a different sort of experience and challenge. And I thought, well, why not? And from that point on, I've sort of, just kept seeing the world through rugby, and it's been the best thing I've ever done.
What an amazing opportunity, and I mean, and so culturally different as well. I imagine. I mean, how was that as a 19-year-old? The language, the different signs, for directions, and the team, the style of rugby. I mean, what was that like?
Completely different. You're right. So, firstly, you start with culture, and Japan culture is amazing. It's very different from what I knew in New Zealand. The food, completely different. It took me like a year before I could eat sushi, and now I love it. But I was raised on meat and three veg.
Yeah,
That was where I was coming from.
yeah.
Mum was from a farming family, and dad was from a long linear Irish family. So that was how we rolled. But going to Japan, everything was completely different, and the language thing was probably the big thing really, because I was living in a company dormitory where no one spoke English, and we had no translators at training, and you had to learn the language to get by, or learn enough of it to get by. So that was really the making of you, was how much of the language you could understand and get involved to take on board, and that gave you the best chance of having a really good time.
How long were you there for in that initial stint?
I did 3.5 years the first time. So I think I was 19 and then left probably about 23, 24, something around there. So yeah, it was a decent period of time. And I guess it's like one thing. I always intended to go back to Christchurch to go to Canterbury because I wanted to play for Canterbury. And I ended up going back in 97 and playing a club season then. And that was sort of the next part of the playing thing. But once you sort of got into it in Japan, it was very easy to stay because you got looked after really well. They were great people. They're very loyal, and you just, as long as you did your job and did your best, then you were looked after.